This is Andrew with Android Central, and I'd like to introduce you to the all-new Moto E5 and the E5 Plus. You'll notice right off the bat that the E5 has this nice textured metallic finish on its plastic body, but then you have this nice acrylic body over on the E5 Plus. That's the first differentiator you notice right when you take a look at them, but you also see that the Plus is, of course, larger as the Plus. It has a 5.99 might as well call it 6-inch display versus a 5.7-inch over on the regular E5. Aside from that, the experience is going to be basically the same between the two. You get all of the standard Motorola software, you get the Moto Actions, and of course all of your twist to launch the camera, your notifications on your lock screen, etc., all that kind of stuff. So the Plus is all about getting a little bit more for your money. You get the larger display, you get a larger battery, of course, on the inside, and that's going to help you out with your full day, maybe 2 days if you go easy on it, longevity. Across the line, aside from that, you're going to notice not too much dissimilar between these two in terms of, you see where the button placements are, you see the thickness and the profile, you see micro USB charging on both of them, and you see a headphone jack on the top, and of course a FM radio to go along with that. And I switch over here to the gold color variants of the E5 and the E5 Plus. Another thing to point out is the actual battery size between the two. With the larger footprint of the E5 Plus, you get a 5,000 milliamp hour battery versus a still sizable 4,000 on the standard E5. But that's just one differentiator. If you're going for the absolute biggest battery for the lowest price, you're going to want to go over to the E5 Plus and get a little bit extra on top of that. You'll notice that there on the inside, there are a couple differences in terms of, depending on the region, you'd be 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage, or 2 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of storage, but in either case, you do get a micro SD card slot. You can add more memory there, and it does get adopted into the system as adoptable storage rather than removable. The cameras in both cases are a 13 megapixel rear camera. You don't have the dual camera setup like you do on the G series, but that's not too big of a loss. On the Plus model, you'll notice if I turn it over into the sun here, that you get a laser autofocus in that kind of secondary side spot there, but you do get a rear-facing flash on both, along with a rear-facing fingerprint sensor, which is really nice. Not on the front as you'd see on the G series, but on the front you do get the same front-facing camera on either one with a front-facing flash, which is a standardized feature across the E and G lines. So as I pull in all of the different colors here between the E5 and the E5 Plus, you get a good feel for the range here. It's very Motorola design language across, whether you get into the shiny stuff or more of the matte finish. Both feel very solid. The 5.99 inch Moto E5 Plus getting a little bit in the large size, but that's a bit the trade-off you have to make in order to get that really large screen, large battery at such a low price point. Thanks for taking a look at the Moto E5 and E5 Plus with us, and be sure to subscribe for all of our future videos.